So in this video, we are going to learn how to automatically generate image and text using AI agent. So we are going to build an AI agent for Google Sheet using which just by adding some topic and the image description in your Google spreadsheet, this AI agent will automatically generate the content on that topic and also generate the image using OpenAI. And after generating both of these things, this AI agent will automatically update everything back into the same Google spreadsheet. Now, if you want to learn how you can build this AI agent all by yourself, for that, you just have to come with me to my screen. So as you can see, this is my Google spreadsheet in which I'm adding the topic for which I want to generate some content and also the image description that I want to generate an AI image with this description over here. This is the prompt. Now, in this video, we are going to see how you can create an AI agent which will automatically perform these tasks for you. As we are going to enter the topic and image description and select the status as generate, this AI agent will automatically generate the content and generate the image and update the same in the same row of your Google spreadsheet as well. Now, we are building this AI agent for Google Sheets, but you can use the same AI agent on any application or any platform of your choice. You can use Airtable, Telegram, WhatsApp, or any application in the world as per your requirement. Now, you must be thinking how you can build this AI agent and how. And what is the platform I'm using to generate the content and the images? So this AI agent is powered by OpenAI, but if you want, you can use Claude, Perplexity, Gemini, or any other AI platform to generate the content and images as well. If you want, you can use a different platform to generate the content like DeepSeek and Leonardo AI or some other platform to generate the images too. Now, the question is how you can build this AI agent and connect these applications, these platforms, your Google Sheet with the AI platform. So we are going to use Pabbly Connect to do so. And to get started with Pabbly Connect, you will get a free sign-up link in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. After creating the account and coming to this dashboard, we have to create a workflow for our AI agent. For that, just click on this Create Workflow button and give this workflow a name. Let's say I'll name it as AI Agent for Image and Content Generation. You can basically give any other name as per your choice. After naming a workflow, just select the folder of the Pabbly Connect account in which you want to create this workflow and then just click on Create. After clicking on Create, here you can see the workflow will open in front of us. In this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So in the trigger step, we have to select the application and the event on happening of what event in what application this AI agent will start. So here in the trigger step, we are going to connect our Google spreadsheet that whenever a topic and an image description is added in the Google Sheet and the status is selected or updated, this AI agent should trigger. It should be sent, this data should be sent to this AI agent or to Pabbly Connect. So here in the trigger step, we are going to search for Google Sheets and select it. After Google Sheets, in trigger event from the drop-down, select new or updated spreadsheet row. After selecting the trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL and we have to use this webhook URL to connect this Google spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to follow the instructions given below over here. Just copy the webhook URL from here and go to your Google Sheet. After coming to Google Sheet, just go to Extensions, Add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. As we click on Get Add-ons, we will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Now here you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on is already installed in my Google Sheets. You just have to install the same add-on into your own Google Sheets account. And after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. This is a very important step. After refreshing our Google Sheets, once again we'll go to Extensions and you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on will be added. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. Now as you click on Initial Setup, this dialog box will appear in front of us. And it is basically asking us three different things. First one is Selected Sheet, second one is Webhook URL, and third one is Trigger Column. Now in Selected Sheet, by default it has selected Sheet 2 because right now we are working on Sheet 2 over here. So here we have to select the sheet from which we want to send the new data, send the topic and the image description to Pabbly Connect, to the AI agent. So here we have selected Sheet 2 by default because we are working on Sheet 2 right now. Then after that, as you can guess, in the field of webhook URL, we have to enter the exact same webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us. Just copy it from here and paste it over here. After pasting the webhook URL, it is asking us for the trigger column. And now you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So trigger column is basically the last column of our Google Sheet in which we will be manually entering some data. So in the background, you can see column C is going to be my trigger column because it is the last column in which I will be entering any data. After column C, we have the column D and column E as well. But in that, this AI agent will update the content and image URL. We will be manually entering or updating any data in the column C. This will be our last column. So we have selected trigger column as column C. Then after that, we just have to click on this send test button. And as we click on send test, it is showing us test data sent successfully. This means the data of the very first row after headers, the data of row number 2 is now sent to this webhook URL to Pabbly Connect. And here in our Pabbly Connect workflow as well, you can see we have received the response. In this response here, you can see we have the same trigger column which we have selected. We have the same topic which we have added in our Google Sheet. We also have the same status which we have selected for this topic. We have the same spreadsheet name. And please scroll down. Here you can see we have the same image description as well. So in this way, we have successfully connected our Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect and added the data, sent the data from our Google spreadsheet to Pabbly Connect, to this AI agent. After doing this, let's click on this submit button. And as we click on submit, it is showing us that the setup is configured successfully. After doing this, once again, we'll go to extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks and select this option of send on event. By selecting send on event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever a new row of data is added and whenever we select the status in our trigger column, whenever we are going to select the status over here, after selecting the status, automatically instantly send the data of that complete row to Pabbly Connect, to this webhook URL. Now, after completing the step 1, we will move to step 2. In step 2, what we are going to do, we are going to set up a filter. So in status, we have two options, status as generate or draft. Now we want that if the status of this particular topic over here or this particular row is generate, only in that case, we want to continue this AI agent and using this AI agent generate the content and image URL. If the status of this content is draft, in that case, we don't want this AI agent to generate the content and the image URL. And later on from draft, if we update the status to generate, then it should do it. Now to ensure this, that the content and the image should only be generated if the status is generate, we are going to add the filter. For that, scroll down, come to this action step in our workflow and select filter Pabbly. After selecting filter, in action event from the drop down, select filter values and click on connect. After clicking on connect, the first thing it asks us is to select the label. And here in this drop-down, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Google Sheets over here in the trigger step. Out of all of these responses, we want to set up a filter condition on this label of status. So here in select label from the drop-down, we are going to select this label as status. The filter type will be equals to and the value will be generate. So here we have created a filter condition that if we get the value of status, in status, if we get the response as generate, only in that case, this workflow will be continued. This AI agent will continue and then generate the content. After selecting or setting up this filter condition, just click on Save and Send Test Request. And after clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see it is showing us the condition is true. This means because we have received the status of this response of this first row as generate, that's why it is showing us the condition is true. And if we select the status as draft, the same data will be sent to Pabbly Connect, but this AI agent will not generate the content and the image for that. After setting up the filter, let's move to the next step and start generating the content on this topic. For that, just click on this Add Action Step button over here and then here in Choose App, search for OpenAI. Just select it. After selecting OpenAI, we want to generate the content using ChatGPT. So we will select ChatGPT, then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here we have to connect our OpenAI account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the API key of our OpenAI account. Now you must be thinking how you will get this API key. To get it, just go to your OpenAI account dashboard. From the left sidebar, go to API key. After coming to API key, click on this Create New Secret Key button and give this API key a name. Let's say I'll name my API key as AI Agent to generate images and content. You can give any other name as per your choice. Then just select the project of your OpenAI account and select the permission as all and click on Create Secret Key. As we click on Create Secret Key, the API key will be generated. Copy the API key from here and paste it over here. And after pasting the API key, just click on save. And as we click on save, here you can see that our OpenAI account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, here it is asking us to select the AI model. And in this dropdown, you can see a list of all the models offered by ChatGPT. Out of all of this, let's say I want to use GPT-4o Mini as the model to generate the content. So I'm selecting that. Then after that, it is asking us for the prompt, that what is the prompt we want to give to OpenAI to generate the content. So let's say I want to generate an article with the content. So the content type, the type of content which I want to generate from this topic in Google Sheet is for an article. So let's say I'm giving the prompt as write an article. So this is the prompt I am giving. Write an article on the topic which I am sharing and make sure to keep the article engaging. Now here I'm just giving this simple basic prompt, but if you want, you can just modify this prompt, add some more details to this prompt, like you can enter the details of your business or your work or the kind of content you want OpenAI to generate for it. After giving the prompt of your choice, here we are going to mention the topic. So we have entered the topic in our Google spreadsheet and we have received the Google Sheet responses in the trigger step over here in our workflow. So here from the trigger step responses, we have to basically add the same response of the topic of the article to this OpenAI action step. And to add the trigger step response in this action step, we are going to use a process called mapping. And the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and here in the drop down, you can see a list of all the responses from previous 2 steps. Out of all of those responses, from the responses of Google Sheet, select the response of topic and map it over here. After mapping the topic, just click on Save and Send Test Request. And as we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see we are going to receive some response over here. And the response is received. And in this response, you can see that in front of message content, we have basically received the article over here. So here you can see we have an updated title and then we have the complete content, a complete article on the same topic which we have entered in our Google spreadsheet, which we have mentioned in the prompt. So here you can see a complete article is generated by OpenAI. So here using this AI agent, we have generated the content. Now for the image description which we have entered in our Google spreadsheet, we want to generate an image using OpenAI's DALL-E as well in the next step. For that, we will scroll down, click on this Add Action Step button over here and select your AI image generation platform. You can use Leonardo AI, Luna or any other platform of your choice to generate the image. But right now in this video, just to make it more simpler, I will be using OpenAI's DALL-E. Selecting OpenAI is the action application once again, and here in action event from the drop down, select the action event as generate image. Then just click on connect, and because we have connected our OpenAI account with Pabbly Connect in the previous step, we don't have to make a new connection. You can select the existing connection and click on save. After clicking on save, it is asking us for the model, that using which model we want to generate the image. And in the drop down, currently we have 2 options, DALL-E 2 or DALL-E 3. We want to generate the images using DALL-E 3, so we are selecting that. Then it is asking us for the prompt, that what is the prompt we want to provide to DALL-E 3 to generate the image. So we have basically entered the prompt, the image description in Google Sheet. And so here from the Google Sheet responses of the trigger step, we are going to map the same prompt over here. Just click here and from the drop down from Google Sheet responses, select and map the prompt. Now, I'm directly mentioning the image description or prompt in our Google Sheet, but if you want, you can just update the prompt. You can add something else in this prompt and specify that what kind of images you want to generate over here. After prompt, it is asking us number of images to be generated. Now, if you're using DALL-E 2 as a model, then you can enter between 1 to 10 images. But if you're using DALL-E 3 as the model, then we can only generate 1 image at a time. So we are entering 1 over here, or you can just keep it blank. Then it is asking us for the size of the image, that what should be the size of the image which we are generating. So I'm selecting the size as 1024 cross 1792 pixels over here. So this will be the size of the image which I'm generating. You can select any size from this drop down. Then I want the quality to be HD quality of the image, and in style we have 2 options. Either we can generate a vivid image or a natural image. But I don't want to specify that what kind of image DALL-E is generating. So that's why we are just going to keep this field of style as blank for now. After entering all the details, after selecting all the options and giving the prompt over here, just click on Save and Send Test Request. And within few seconds, we will get a response over here. So let's wait for a few seconds over here. And as we click on Save and Send Test Request, within few seconds, you can see that we have received the response. In this response, we have a timestamp at what date and time this image was created. Then after that, we have a revised prompt. So DALL-E or OpenAI has revised this prompt over here. This is the accurate prompt for which it has generated the image. And also here you can see that we have the image URL. We will just copy this image URL from here and paste it in a new tab. And let's see what kind of images DALL-E has generated. So this is the image which is generated by DALL-E over here. And what is the image description we have given? A modern living room where voice-controlled lights, robotic vacuum, and a smart assistant screen display the weather. A person sits on a couch interacting with their home automation system via a smartphone, emphasizing on seamless integration of AI into daily life. So this is the image description which we have given, and this is the image generated by DALL-E for the same image description. And I guess this is a pretty good image covering all the points. So we have successfully generated the image using this AI agent. Now we have to move to the last step in which this AI agent will update the generated content and the image URL back into the Google Sheet. For that, just scroll down, click on this Add Action Step button over here. Here in Choose App, search for Google Sheets. Just select it. After selecting Google Sheets in Action Event, here in this drop down, we have to select the action event as Update Row, because we want to update the same row in which we have added the topic and image description. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here we have to connect our Google Sheets account in the action step of this workflow. For that, just click on this Sign In with Google button, select your Google Sheets account. After selecting the account, just scroll down and click on Continue. And as we click on Continue, we will see our Google Sheets account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, the first thing it asks us is to select the spreadsheet. And here in this drop-down, you can see a list of all the spreadsheets which we have in our Google Sheets account. So the spreadsheet in which we are entering the topic and image description, in which we want to update the content and image URL, is named as AI Content and Image Generation. So we are going to select the same spreadsheet from this drop-down. Now in this spreadsheet, we have two sheets over here, Sheet 1 and Sheet 2. And in this drop-down as well, we have two options, Sheet 1 and Sheet 2. And we want to update the data in Sheet 2. So I'm going to select Sheet 2 over here. Then it is asking us row index, that in this Google spreadsheet, in which particular row we want to update the data. So in the trigger step, we have received the response of the row. We have received the response of the same row which we have added and selected the status as generate. So here in these responses, we have also received the response of row index, that in which particular row we have this data which we have received in the response of trigger step. So here from the trigger step responses, we are going to map the response of row index in this Google Sheets action step. Click on this field and from the drop down, select and map the response of row index. Then after that, the topic, image description and status. All these things are already added in a Google spreadsheet. We just want to update the generated content and image URL in this sheet. So we'll just click on this field of generated content and from the drop down, from ChatGPT responses, select the response of generated content and map it. Then here in the field of image URL, once again we'll use the same process of mapping. Click here and from generate image action, select and map the response of image URL. So here you can see all the columns of data which we had in our Google Sheet. You can see all of these columns are added as fields over here. We want to keep or don't want to update these three fields, so we are just going to keep them blank, but we want to update the generated content and image URL, so we have mapped those things over here into their field. And after mapping these details, just click on Save and Send Test Request. As we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received the response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that in the same row where we have added the topic and image description, in the same row index, these two details, these two content generated by AI and the image is updated by this AI agent. So let's check it. We will just go to our Google Sheet, and yes, here you can see that in our Google spreadsheet, in the same row where we have added this topic and the image description and selected the status as generate, in the same row, the generate content is updated over here. So this is the same content which is generated by OpenAI ChatGPT on the article on the same topic. Also, we have the image URL updated, and if I click on this image, the same image opens up over here. So this means the AI agent which we have built using Pabbly Connect for Google Sheets, this AI agent is working perfectly fine. Now after setting up this AI agent, we are going to test this AI agent once. In Google Sheets, I have a few more topics. The next topic is the hidden wonders of forest ecosystem. And this is the image description over here. A dense green forest with sunlight filtering through the trees, a close-up of a small ecosystem, mushroom growing on a fallen log, tiny insect crawling, and the squirrel holding the nut, showcasing the intricate balance of nature. So this is the image description. Now I'll just change the status as generate over here. As I change the status to generate, this AI agent will trigger, and this AI agent will automatically generate the content and the image and update both of these things into the same row in this Google spreadsheet within few seconds. So we just have to wait for a few seconds over here. And yes, here you can see that in a Google spreadsheet, just now automatically within seconds, the generated content is updated. So this is the content which is generated by ChatGPT, the article which is generated by ChatGPT on the same topic which we have added in our Google spreadsheet. And also after that, here you can see we have the image URL. If we open this image here, you can see that this is the same image over here. We have the wooden log, growing mushrooms, sunlight filtering from the trees, and also some insects over here. So this means the AI agent which we have built for Google Sheet to generate content and images, this AI agent is working perfectly fine. So not just this, you can build AI agent for multiple operations of your business and for multiple use cases as well, connecting all the applications. And also let me tell you that you will get a clone link of the same workflow of the same AI agent in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and start building this AI agent absolutely free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan, and in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can just do it for absolutely free.